Hello everyone, this is HellBuddy. When you try to look through the PHP array, but you get an undefined array key warning. If you want to learn how to fix the error, please keep watching this video. To start this tutorial, you need to create a PHP page. On the first line, enable the error reporting function with using e_all, which display all error messages to show what you are getting into. Then here, I put the HTML text and the bootstrap script in the head tag. In the body section, start the PHP code. Let's create an array where I put these delicious values by name of HTML colors. You can see the link to my description area for information about it. Then use the for loop to start the variable n is the index number equal to 0. Then semicolon. Loop the index number is less than or equal to the number of array's values. Then semicolon. N++ is an ascending order. Open the curly braces to run statement loop. Now, print the following HTML code with the style of the background color appending to the array values. Repeat the array values so you can also see all the color by names. And closing the tag. At the end, I put the PHP_EOL will give the new line for the characters of the operating system, and you can see the code line by line. This is my page file name. You can make your own. Save the file and refresh the browser. Then you see the warning, Undefined Array Key. Here I have 5 concepts for PHP 8 solution to Undefined Array Key Warning. Until then, please subscribe to my HellBuddy channel and click the bell button to select all to get my all update notifications. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and share. You can leave a message in the comment area if you have any questions. If you'd like to support HellBuddy in making more videos, welcome to buy me a coffee. Please check the link is posted in the description below. Before fixing the problem, you should know what's causing the problem. Let's mute the HTML taglines outside of the for loop. Use the print tag and the print_r function to return array values in a more readable way. Reload the browser and now you can see the output. It contains all the keys of the array. Each key has its own value. How to know the number of elements of values in an array? We can use the functions count. Or side off. All will return the same array length number 8 here. Back in the for loop, go to the echo index number n. And you can see the numbers soften from 0 to 8. The last number is 8 here, which is the same length as the array. But actually, 7 is less than the array index, not 8. So that's the reason why the warning appears. For this situation, we have two things to do. Number one, you can get rid of the equal sign. That means the loop only returns index number if it's less than the number of loops, except for the equals or greater than other status to avoid returning an error. Save the file and refresh the browser. The error is gone. Or number two, you can use the equal sign to get more accurate information. You should -1 from the total to cut off excess number. The warning message should be gone. The problem doesn't just happen with arrays. In word form values have the same warning message. To solve this problem, you can use the except function. Close the HTML taglines. Before that, you better know what it is. Returns number 1 if used on an array is true. When checking a variable that has been assigned null, the except function will return false, 0, which will show empty output. However, when the variable exists and does consider not to have any null value set, it returns true, so the output number is 1. Now, put the except function into the form for each value and print out the field values when they are not empty to preventing the warning message. I put these two form variables into the except function with an if-else statement. If they are both true, the values will be printed. When doing this over an array loop, I put the except function into a variable called except with each array value by looping through each index. Now let's try var_dump function and print the index number var_dump except function by each line to see how except function handles on each value. Save the file and refresh the browser, returning true if it's matchings on key and value. You can see that the last value is false because it doesn't exist. So the function will only return the variable if it's true. Then put the double question mark as the null collapse operator. We'll return the value it exists, but does not contain null. If each except value equals to 1, run the following HTML code. Let me recap it clearly. When doing an array for loop, I put the except function for each array value into a variable called except. The statement outputs the code only if except returns true. Otherwise, it will be empty for any false and null. Save the file and refresh the browser. You should not see any error messages. This is PHP's error control operator, the SIN. It's not only used for email, but also to turn off errors on PHP. Let me put the array value into colors variable, and then put this into the code statement. Just clean up the except function. This is the output warning message. When I put the SI in front of the problems variable, the warning disappears here. It seems so amazing, right? However, about the SI add confusion, I don't recommend using it a lot, especially when it's overused. This is because it just hides the problem without solving it. When you see no problems, no one has problems. The world has no problems. So people think we have no problems with that. If we choose to turn a blind eye on the things, it doesn't mean that the problem does not exist. When problems accumulate into a big problem, explode everywhere, you will be in deep water because you will never know what the problem is. To be a good programmer or developer, we have to get out of the water. When is a good time to use the SI? It's only for temporary use, buddy. You can use this when you can't solve a problem for a while, but you need to run your project right away until you find a solution. Remember it. Array key exists is one of the best functions to solve this issue. The function checks if the given index key exists in the array and returns true with no problem. So let's run the function here. If the array key exists, there are two parameters. The first is the index key. The second put the array. Let me put this back. When the key exists, output the following code and array value, except the for if statement. It doesn't loop over any non-key values, and it won't be affected by undefined array keys. Instead of using a for loop, we can use the for each function. This is another better way to solve the problem. For each works only on arrays and objects. It can easily assign keys and values. The function is doing something similar, returning true for keys and values that exist. Let me show how it works. Start the for each loop with array as the keys. The equals sign and the greater than sign. That's the array separator for looping array values. Open the curly braces of the statement. Copy the HTML code here. We can put the value as variable in the statement. No need to loop by index num. Save file and refresh the browser. Oh, let me clear the for loop statement. Now you can see it clearly. It's no warnings here again. You can use array underscore values function to loop the values directly. Here are 5 concepts for PHP 8 solution to the undefined array key warning. If you want more tutorials, subscribe to my HellBuddy channel and click the bell button to select all to get my all update notifications. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and share. Welcome to buy me a cup of coffee and support HellBuddy to make more videos or visit HellBuddy website. Thanks for watching.